Let us begin after offering our pranam. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhirilitam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhuridajanaha. Why we can't see God? That was the question we were discussing. Someone asked, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is replying. Why we can't see God? And different points he is telling, different explanation he is giving. If there is dirt, then on the water, then you have to apply the purifying agent. Then only you can see the clear water and you can see your reflection. Then again he is telling, one cannot see one's face in a mirror if the mirror is covered with dirt. So that is the thing where we are going to see God, realize God within our mind. Inside our mind, we can see God. Mind is our mirror. But why we can't see that? Over our mind, darts are there. What are those darts? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, etc. It begins with ahamkara. Ego, complete ego. I am doing it, I can do it. Like that, the tremendous ego that is covering that mirror, and we cannot see the reflection of God, a reflection of Atman. Our real image, our identity, that is God. But what we can do? We can purify it. How we can purify it? Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is giving that one after another very simple suggestions. How we can purify this? First and foremost, he is telling, seek the company of holy men. Second, practice prayer. This prayer is very, very important. With faith, when we are praying to God, and particularly Thakur is telling to Swami Ji that Tuesday and Saturday, today is Tuesday. Tuesday and Saturday are very, very good days. If you can go and pray to God, God means he was mentioning the Mother, Divine Mother, then your prayer will be answered, fulfilled. The prayer means first thing that we have to have the faith. God is there. He will listen to, or she will listen to me, and then I will go and open up my mind. So different type of prayers are there. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, practice prayer. It's so difficult to pray even. We do not know how to pray. So sometimes he is teaching us, have complete faith, just like a small child, and cry to God. The moment you are crying, then the God will surely listen. That faith, when I am crying like a child, and listen to the instruction of the Guru. Now he is telling, listen to the instruction of the Guru. A person who is holy, who is constantly thinking for the betterment of others, who is not having any selfish motive, he is a holy person. And if he is giving you some instruction, follow it. That will be good for you. So he is telling, have firm belief. Afterwards, firm belief that God is Father, a mother. The relation between a father and a mother, every child, he feels secure, the child feels secure with the mother, with the father. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna is teaching. First, you have to have the company of the holy people. That means the people who are unselfish and whose life is dedicated for the development, betterment of the others. Then practice prayer. Then when constantly we are going on praying, and sometimes we may doubt, is he really listening? So that way we may think, then we may forget to pray. No, you have to go on praying and pray in such a way as if he is standing and you are going and demanding like a small little kid, demanding things. And listen to the instruction of the Guru, then have firm faith, believe. Then with the faith of a child, pray to Divine Father, Mother, I have committed sin, but I won't repeat them. In different times, Ramakrishna is telling, go and confess. What is that confession? Yeah, I have done some mistakes, I have done some sin, committed sin, but I won't repeat it. That's all. So look at it, how he is solving the great philosophy, huge philosophy that is creating the so many thousands of people. They are thinking how to do this. He is telling, simply go and tell, I am sorry, I won't repeat it. You are free. Why? Because you have the complete faith. The moment you have the faith in God, then you are free. Chant God's name and purify your body and mind. This is the ultimate thing. Chanting the name of God constantly, repeating the name of God constantly, and that is the reason in all religion they always repeat the name of God. In Christianity, in Buddhism, in Islam, of course in Hinduism. And mantra diksha, unless and until you are taking the mantra diksha, they say your body and mind cannot be purified. Why? Because you are not taking the name of God. You are not repeating the name of God. So that is the reason. Chant God's name and purify your body and mind. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling this. And we find in the Sri Vishnu Yamale is declaring, this is in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas is a very good scripture. Mamo namani lokishmin, loka ashmin, in this world, loka, world, ashmin, these, mama namani, my name, God's name, Shraddhaya, with faith, yastu kirtayet, he who is repeating or narrating or describing the holy name of God in this world, tasya aparadha kotistu, even the crores and crores, the millions of his sin, his mistakes, his follies, shamameva, it is all pardoned. Na samshayaha, don't have any doubt about this. See, this is the Hari Bhakti in the Vishnu Yamala, and he is telling that in that book, he is telling that if you are repeating the God's name, on spreading the God's name, or narrating the God's name with a faith that this will benefit you, so all your sins will be pardoned. Let me tell you one thing Sri Ramakrishna is telling, God can be seen. Of course, the Vedas say that God is beyond mind and speech. As in the Upanishad we find, yato vacha nivartante aprapya manasasaha. In a very poetical language, it says, you cannot explain, narrate God, the Brahman, the Atman, Paramatman, because it is beyond time-space causation. So naturally, the moment you are trying to explain the God, that is Brahman, who is beyond time-space causation, you can never. That's why in a poetic language he is telling the mana nibartanti, coming back. It went to observe, it went to survey, then it was thinking that it will explain yato vacha, the words, nibartanti, coming back, aprapa, without realizing, without understanding, without getting, manasa saha, with the mind and the speech, as if these two they went to understand what is God, but without understanding anything, they are coming back. In another place it says abang manasho gocharam, bang and manasa agocharam. Gochara means known, agochara unknown. To whom? To the words, to the mind. You can never fathom, you can never have that idea of God. But still, some of the people, they will be telling God is like this, God has form, or God has no form, God is like this, God is not like that. How can they say that? It is impossible to tell that, impossible to say like that. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is very perfect. He is telling not according to the Vedanta, but if you purify your mind, then with that mind you can see God. If you purify your mind, here we are using the mind, mana. Mon shuddha hole. If the mind is purified, how the mind can be purified? Then he said, and again we find that in the Bhagavata, this is very important. In the whole of religion, what is there? The thing is only we have to purify our mind. We come over here, we meditate, we read scripture, we try to do as best good work. For what? For the realization of God, to get the blessings of God. But by all these things, what actually happening? Purifying our mind. What is impurity? Selfishness. What is purity? Unselfishness. And how we can be unselfish? By thinking of God, hearing about God, repeating the holy name of God, and this is so simple and it is applicable to anyone. And we are making watertight compartments. This is my religion, you cannot enter, and that is your religion, I will never go. All this. Actually, not knowing what is the purpose of religion. If a medicine is not curing, then what is the use of taking the medicine? If the books cannot give us the knowledge, then what is the use of reading that book? If the water cannot quench our thirst, then what is the fun of drinking water? And similarly, if we cannot understand God, then why should we practice religion? So these are the things that we have to, the first goal is to realize God. Why we are practicing religion? To realize God. How we can realize God? First thing, having the faith that God is there. As Sri Ramakrishna is telling, let me tell you one thing, God can be seen. You can see God, anyone can see God. Then some people will come and say, the ladies cannot do it, only the gents. Now, how do you know that? It's just because he has also not seen God, so he do not know what is what, so simply imposing. So that is the way only we are imposing something in the name of God, because We want to control people, rule people, get benefit from some by utilizing religion. And why Sri Ramakrishna is so unique? Because he has come to give the perfect knowledge about religion. Here he is never mentioned that only Brahmana, Shudra, Vaishya, nothing like that. Male, female, nothing like that. Any difference of language or religion or caste, creed, nothing like that. God can be seen, and anyone who is having the pure mind can see. The same thing we hear from the Jesus also. The purity of heart. Blessed are those who are pure in heart. So what is the purity of heart? This. How we can do that? Bhagavat is telling Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, ultimate, Atmanivedana. The first is hearing, Sravana. Just today, out of curiosity, I was checking and I found more than 200 people, they are observing this class, but they don't come over here. Maybe that because of the distance and all, but see their interest. So this Panchama Veda, they are all listening, they are hearing, because it is live stream is going on. It is nowadays that system is there, but I am afraid that someday I have to speak from my room only, and you will be in your own room, so you will be having the classes. So that way, so the whole thing is changing. I went to speak in a school, but the principal, he was not liking me, because all the students and the teachers, they were showing lot of respect and interest. So perhaps she didn't like it, and she told Swamiji, you need not to take the trouble of going to the classes or in the auditorium hall. You can sit over here and speak through the microphone, so the people, all students will listen. They have that system in all classrooms. They are having that system. But the thing is, you don't get inspiration to speak if you don't have that audience before you. So the reaction is also necessary. That is only for this. But apart from that, thing is Sravanam. That is very, very important. Unless and until you are listening, you won't have the understanding. The more you are listening, the more it is getting clear to you. Sravanam. Then after listening that, you have to go on musing over that. You have to discuss over that. Kirtanam. Unless and until you have that kirtan. I went to a place, Alabama. Alabama is a big place. The particular small, the township, I have forgotten that name. I was telling so many devotees that they have to start one. They are very, very interested. Start a study circle, Vedanta study circle. I am going on repeating. So many times I told, do I really have any benefit out of that? No personal benefit. Not that I am going to increase our number of devotees, not that also. Only I believe the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. I believe the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to go on singing the name of God, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And sometimes he will be telling, I will give you so many things if you only once you repeat the name of God. And that way he was tempting those, please repeat the once, and once only, that will do. You know the story, there were two very notorious persons, Jagai and Madai. And in every time there will be some villains will be there. The Jagai Madai were the villains. They were creating problem for the good people, the beating them, looting them, like that. Even they had a fight with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beloved friend, Nityananda. And when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about this, he was very angry. And he was a very powerful person. But the Nityananda told, they are ignorant, they don't know. If you don't go and bless them, they are going to hell. Please bless them. So he was going and telling his friend, his God, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come with me. Don't be angry with them. Have compassion, bless them. And they were blessed. This Jagai Madai. So this is a wonderful story we find like this. Then Bhagavan Buddha also blessing that Anguli Mal. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also blessing that another one, this type of thug was there in Calcutta, Manmatha. So he was blessed by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So this way we hear Sravanam Kirtanam. Kirtanam means the moment you are repeating the name of God. First you are hearing, you are liking. If you don't like, you will never repeat that. The moment you are liking means your samskara, all your the past life's good work manifesting, expressing, and naturally you started liking the name of God, and then you are repeating, chanting. It is not kirtana, means doesn't mean go on only singing, no, discussion. Sitting together, you are reading the book, then discussing among yourselves, and then talking about that to your friend. So like that, Vishnu means God. Then Saranam, remembering, continuously remembering. That is why taking the name of Lord. Diksha, helping to remember God, because the Guru said, you go on counting the name of God when you are not on the seat in particular, doesn't matter, anywhere you are, just take the name of God. So remembering, Sharanam, Padasevanam. Padasevanam, physically you are serving God. Swami Vivekananda, the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, who is nothing but Sri Ramakrishna himself in another form, he is telling that service to man is service to God. Jive prem kare jai jan. If you are loving the people, you are actually serving the Shiva, the Lord. When we are going to those people who are not very well off, helping them in different way, sometimes encouraging them, sometimes educating them, sometimes giving them medicine, sometimes giving them some other help. So that is also Padasevanam. You are directly serving the God. My gods are those by whom by mistake you call as men. My special object of worship, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed, Swamiji is telling. And so many other people are also there. Maybe they are educated, maybe they are financially well off, maybe well placed in the society, but they are suffering. They don't have the peace in their mind. Helping them also, Padasevanam, whom I am actually serving. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said, who are you to help? You yourself don't know, and you are thinking that you can help? No. You can do seva. That seva, and Swami Vivekananda, he all took this in another step, and he told puja. You must have to do that. You are the votaries of living gods and goddesses. The votaries of living gods and goddesses. In the West, where everything is taken care of by the government, welfare government, beautifully planned, there we are serving the living gods by talking with them, giving this type of wonderful teachings, of our ancient time. So that is also service. And the places where they need the physical help, there we are going and helping them. And this way, Swami Vivekananda, he has developed one machinery. And beautifully, he is giving the opportunity each and every one to serve the living gods. How? A group of monks and nuns. They don't have their own personal family or anything, no attachment. So they are coming out, serving the living gods, and the devotees, the householders who cannot give up their duties and responsibilities, they help them monetarily or otherwise. And both are getting the same result, merit, by doing this work. And that is the beauty of the introduction of Seva Yoga, Karma Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. It's not just we are going and helping some people because they are in distress. We are serving the living gods, Pada Sevanam. This is in the Bhagavat, it says, and then it's in Archanam, worship. About his worship also, Swami Vivekananda standing on that very orthodox, among the orthodox people in South India, Madras, and that too before a temple, and he said, go over there, inside the temple there is a God. But I tell unto you, before the temple he is telling, go over there, you see the living gods over there, the same God who is in the temple in an image, stone image. You do not know whether he is accepting your archan or not, puja or not, your service or not. The poor, the downtrodden people, give them education, give them food, give them clothing, and help them in any way possible so that they can stand on their own feet and believe that the God behind me inside the temple will be happy. This is a wonderful lecture. I am not quoting verbatim, but if you read that lecture, very, very inspiring, and that is practical religion, practical Vedanta, Archanam. Here millions of dollars we are spending and offering it to God in the stone image, not knowing actually whether it is really been done or not. Because if you go to the temples, sometimes I doubt the people who are worshipping, are they really devoted? The way they are throwing the flowers on that body of the image of God and goddesses, can they really do like that? When the urn was kept inside that earth at a Yogodhan, and people were slowly putting the earth over that, covering that, Ramakrishna Nandaji Maharaj, who used to serve Sri Ramakrishna personally, he cried out, don't throw in that way, it will hurt Thakur. So that is called love. He is completely believing, 100% believing Thakur is there. It's not just a small box having his relics in it. No, it's God himself. Don't throw those in that fashion. It may hurt Thakur. He cried out. That is called Archanam, then Vandanam. Vandanam means chanting. Suppose you are talking with your friends and relatives, sometimes raise the topic of God. Tell them some of the good quotations. Tell them what you experienced when you visited the society, Vedanta society. What type of lectures that you were hearing. That is also Vandanam, because you are yourself getting that same knowledge once again repeated. Then showing humbleness, dasyam. This is very, very important. When you go to the temple and we give lot of donation, and then afterwards when you visit that, all our relatives are also going, they will be telling this has been done by my grandfather, this, that. God cannot accept that. So humbleness is the great thing, dasyam. So many people used to bring so many other things to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He will be, keep that over there, and then he will talk to them. And he will be trying to impress that God can be seen, you can serve God, but hold to truth. Hold to truth. Don't do anything wrong. So that way he used to guide them, the God himself. And that is the way we should build our life. So when we are going, when we are working, when we are serving as volunteers, as a monk, dedicated one, we must be careful that in no way we should hurt Sri Ramakrishna. Whoever is coming, he is welcome. Whoever wants to bring something, he is welcome. Who am I to say no? God may be that suddenly he felt that he should bring something. I cannot say no. How I will know that it is God's will or not? So that's why we have to say, okay, bring it, keep it over here. Whether he will accept it or not, that is up to God. I do not know. But we should not say that no, not this time or that time. So this is the humbleness, the dashyam, then sakhyam, feeling very close with God. God-fearing person, in English they say, when a person, a devotee, he loves God, in English they will be describing God-fearing person. Why should I fear God? Why should I be afraid of God? So I say never God-loving person. We love God. So we have every right to go and talk to him, tell him this, that, this is the problem, that is the thing, because I feel that he is my friend. This sakhyam and ultimately Atmanivedanam. When you are offering pranam, that is nivedana. Oh God, I have nothing to give to you except this mind and soul. Please accept it. Please take it. What I can offer you? Nothing. But please accept me as your own. Atmanivedanam. Sravanam, Kirtanam Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. And Shandilya Bhakti Sutra, it says that Tavya Pavitram Upakramat. Tavya, by this, Pavitram, purity, Upakramat, generates. Every time Jesus, Sri Ramakrishna, scripture, be pure, be pure, be pure. What is purity? The love of God, unselfishness. How to generate that? These are the things. We were quoting Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we were quoting the Hari Bhakti Vilas, we were quoting Bhagavat, and we know that by this way, and they are telling that these are the things, if you practice, then your mind will be purified. Bhagavan Raja Maharaj, our Brahmananda ji, Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, he used to consider him as his son. He said, if you read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day, your mind will be purified. See, so many suggestions are there. If you are doing like this, chant one chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, but simply somehow or other we are reading. Sometimes I also do, because when there is no time, just brushing like that. But if you can read and think the meaning of it, of the words, so naturally those meanings of the words will reflect in your mind, purify your mind. And Ma Sharadamani Devi is telling, never stop taking the name of God. You see, God has given you so many palms in your finger, markings on your finger. Why? To keep the counting. Go on counting the name of God. I have seen one Swamiji. He used to read and write all Vedanta books, but he used to take the name of God constantly. You will never stop. in Patna when he was there, I used to just to observe the senior Swami, how they are living. So naturally, that way you can get the inspiration, you can learn from them. I saw him in the morning, he will come out, nearby devotees will come and offer pranam, and they will be chatting something, and they will be giving some information like there was an accident, here the road is, they are broadening, here this thing is that thing, and he will take all information. Is it? Only one word he will say, is it? And then that person, he is going on telling, giving the information, and the Swami keeping his hand inside that, under the chadar, the cover, going on counting the name of God. And when he is eating also, he is counting the name of God in the left hand. I saw him and then met him in the Himalaya. I saw constantly taking the name of God. So and then Gitananda Ji Maharaj, constantly taking the name of God. You know, he was the vice president of our order. My God, this type of people, constant, they can take that. Tabhyaha, by that, by taking the name of God, listening to Him, chanting about Him, talking about God, you purify your mind. Tabhya, by that, pavitram upakramat, you get the practice, devotion to God, one gets purity. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling in Kathamrita, in another part we will find maybe, Ishwarer naam karai tar puja. When you are repeating the name of God, that is His puja. That is His worship. If you want to do the worship, only take the name of God. That is sufficient. So look at it. The paraphernalia, all these things that we do, that is for our satisfaction. But the real worship is, take the name of God, and that is sufficient. So the more we are understanding this religion, the more we become indrawn and taking the name of God than external things. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is telling, Yajnanam japajag goshmi. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is talking with other devotees, he is telling, a man becomes liberated even in this life when he knows that God is the doer of all things. Only one thing. That's all. And he will realize God in this life itself. So many people are doing so many things. But this is so simple. What do we have to do only? Only we have to understand and understand sincerely that God is the doer. I am only a machine. Then he is telling, a man becomes liberated even in this life when he knows that God is the doer of all things. In Bhagavad Gita also the same thing. When the Arjuna is giving the argument and having the long conversation with Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna said, what? You do not know. I have already done everything. Only you are going to repeat that, that's all. I like to see you doing that. But it has already been done. When we do something, we think that we are doing it. But it has already been done. Only with the blessings of God, I am getting the opportunity to show it before that. And the one person, he is coming on the stage and acting like a king and behaving just kingly way, and people are clapping, but they do not know the script, whatever dialogue that he was uttering, the script was written by someone. And how he should move on the stage, how he should look, how he should take out the sword, how he should behave, everything was trained by someone. And then someone dressed him just like a king so that he will look like that. He was having long hair, then big moustache, and this and that, everything. Only he came on the dais because he is a lucky person to get that. That's all. And here we also are a big doctor, big engineer, big administrator, big this, big that. Everybody is praising, but the thing is, we got the opportunity. The script was written by God himself. He dressed us like that. He put us over the dais. And now only one thing, if I forget that someone is there at the back, then the director, if you are insulting the director, he will never call you back for another show, and the hero will become zero. If the director is not calling and now he is not getting the opportunity, zero. So that we see in so many times in the history, in the society, in our daily lives, in our household life, we see so many people, they are becoming successful, but suddenly they become so egoistic, then they come down. It is applicable for an individual life and society's life and a country's life also. When a society becomes very egoistic, they become destroyed. We are the only Aryans and we are here to rule. So many people they told. That is all in the history, one after another. The Roman eagle, it is to everywhere on the world, Roman eagle. Thousands and thousands following the Romans. Where are they now? Mostly bankrupt. There is nowhere. In the small Roman country, nowhere. And then came one after another. Where are they? Nowhere. Because the society became very arrogant. And they started torturing over others. And by that, they are distancing themselves from the God. And then they got the punishment. Everybody is suffering. Each and every one is suffering. The whole of Europe, what they did on the Asia and Africa, that history, and they had to suffer in the First, Second World War. So we have to understand, we think in a different way, but the spiritual insight, if we can judge why these, there are points in the history, those who are in the history students, they will be writing the cause of fall of Roman Emperor. They will be, what are the causes they will write. They never write that immorality is also one of the causes. The torture on others also one of the causes, because they don't see the history, the incidents through the spiritual insight. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, a man only have to think that God is the doer of all things. Once Keshav came here with Shambhu Malik. Shambhu Malik is a very rich person and Keshav was very famous. I said to him, to Keshav, not even a leaf moves except by the will of God. Sri Ramakrishna used to love Keshav very much. So he wanted to protect Keshav from the hand of this mistake, the ego. When a person is getting the clappings, he forgets everything. So that is the reason Sri Ramakrishna wanted to protect him by telling him, you see, without the permission of God, even a dry leaf cannot move. That means indicating the one of our young Swami, he was a very good speaker, and he was original thought was there. Not that he will simply, he will be always analyzing things in the life. Very good books are there also. He wrote, and I went with him. After his lecture, all people came, and in Bengal, they will be touching the feet of the Swami, and they were, everyone was telling, Swamiji, you spoke so well, Swamiji, you spoke so well. And he was being, oh yes, like that he was telling. The old Swami, he noticed from inside the room, he was sitting, he came and told, do you know, these people tell the same thing to every speaker. Don't think that you are the only. These devotees, they will be telling the same thing, praising the speaker to every speaker. Don't think that you are the only one getting this praise. Then when you are returning, he was telling he is correct. That is the devotee, they are supposed to tell like that, and they really like it, they express it. But the person who is receiving so many, the people coming and telling him that you are good, it goes into his head. He starts thinking that I am the good. Then afterwards suddenly he finds that he is the only one left, no one around. So that is the reason that one should be very, very careful. God is only doing. And that even not a leaf moves except by the will of God. Where is the man's free will? He is talking about that. I used to say, Sri Ramakrishna is teaching. Therefore I say, O Mother, I am the machine and thou art the operator. Ami jantra, tumi jantri. The jantri means the operator. Jantra is the machine. I am only the machine. But I am so happy that you are using me as your machine. And then again he is telling, I am the chariot and thou art the driver. The driver is driving the chariot and in a wonderful fashion. So, but I am blessed that you are sitting on me and then driving me. I move as thou movest me, I do as thou makest me do. When Swami Vivekananda, American disciples, they were all planning how to spread the message of Vedanta, how to organize, and they are very well planned people. So naturally they were wondering why Swami Vivekananda is not having any plan. He will be telling, we have to do this, we have to do that, but no planning. And these people, they were not understanding why Swami. Then once he said, Swamiji, we have to make the plan and accordingly we had to work. Swamiji said, I never make plans. I only do my mother's work. Whatever the order is coming to me from divine, I just play that. When she will ask me, the divine mother or Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna will ask me to do it, I will do it. But I don't make the planning. But Swamiji, of course, he said, that is a spiritual way he is telling. But Swamiji again he is telling that you must learn the administration from these people from American West. How they are organizing things so perfectly. Again and again, he told our society, if you have to make a perfect society, you have to learn from them. So many plannings will be there. They know what is going to happen after, say, 50 years, and planning will be like that. So this is the thing we have to learn. But about the spiritual progress, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, everything inside him can be seen through his eyes. A person entered into Sri Ramakrishna's room. A devotee from Nandan Bagh, is a place, entered the room with his friends. Sri Ramakrishna is sitting with the devotee. The master looked at him and said, look at it. Master Mahashaya, he is writing it down. Why? To give a picture of Sri Ramakrishna. Who is he? Sri Ramakrishna looked at him and immediately said, everything inside him can be seen through his eyes. Can be seen. Who can see except Sri Ramakrishna? As one sees the objects in a room through a glass door. So that means all of us, whoever coming before Sri Ramakrishna, he knows ins and outs. He can see us what we are. So we cannot hide anything before him. But if we are simple, and then we can go to him and tell, I am like this only, but please accept me. What I shall do, because I don't have the strength to rectify myself. I don't have the strength to do all those things to purify myself. But I know one thing, that you are my father, you are my mother. If you are holding my hand, I will never fall. So I have that faith. All other things are wrong, but one faith. So that will be sufficient. So this way, then someone was telling, Master Mahashaya, he was telling, Vidyasagar is very angry with God. And Vidyasagar, he is a Vidyasagar, he is the ocean of learning. Vidyasagar once said, what is the use of calling God? Just think of the incident. At one time, Genghis Khan, he plundered the country and imprisoned many people, and the number of prisoners rose to about 100,000. The commander in his army said to him, Your Majesty, who will feed them? It is risky to keep them with us. It will be equally dangerous to release them because they are the enemy. What shall I do? The Genghis Khan said, that's true. What can be done? Well, have them killed. 100,000 people were killed, and Genghis decorated all that dead bodies in just like the monument. So that was the contribution. Then Genghis Khan said like that, now God saw that Vidyasagar is angry with God, quoting from the history he is telling. Now God saw this slander and at slaughter, didn't he? But he didn't stop it in any way. Therefore, I don't need God, whether he exists or not. It don't drive any good from him. That is Vidyasagar. So the educated people, it doesn't mean that once you are educated, and he is educated in Sanskrit, and he is educated in English, he is educated in so many other subjects, he knew so many things, the scriptures, but no faith. As Sri Ramakrishna, he never went to school, a tremendous faith, because through his sadhana, he realized God within him, and he is telling, is it possible to understand God's action and his motive? He creates, he preserves, and he destroys. Can you ever understand why he destroys? That is the thing. When a person is developing the spirituality, if he is motivated by seeing the all around the social things, he will develop in society life, but cannot realize God. When that freedom movement in India was going on, some of our young brahmacharis, one of the brahmachari who used to do that, afterwards he became the president of Advaita Ashrama. He was a very good Swami. And he told, you see, when we were young, many of our brahmacharis, we were in Madras Mott, we were excited that something we must do against the Britishers. We should go and fight against the Britishers. But now we have become brahmachari. Now early morning we have to get up and do all this japa, etc. Anyway, by night when all are sleeping, we will scale the wall, go and at least do some wall writing against the Britishers. If we cannot do anything else, at least this much. So some of the 4 or 5 young brahmacharis, when all are sleeping, they used to go and then they used to write on the wall. One day, the ones that in charge Swami, he understood, he called them and said, you cannot be in 2 boats. Swami Vivekananda was a great lover of India, he was a patriot saint, but when he formed the monastic organization, he said, for you, this politics and development of the society is not. For you, it is only God and God alone. Concentrate your mind on God. If you like to do this type of patriotic job, patriotic thing, you are welcome, but leave this monastic life. Then some of them afterwards they left the monastic life and joined the fray of the freedom fight. But this Swami, he thought that it is true. The freedom will come someday. Then afterwards what? If I am not practicing the spiritual thing, I won't be able to develop anything. At that time, I won't be able to help the society also. So afterwards, he became a very, very good Swami. He went to London and then came back again. He became the president of Advaita Ashram. His health was not giving him any way. This is the way that we do not know how the God is working. But whatever is my responsibility, I have accepted. I must perform that, but with the faith of God. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. Sri Krishna is not asking Arjuna to give away and meditate. No. Mam anusmara. Go on repeating my name. Go on thinking about me. Concentrate your mind on me. And then yuddhacha, fight. Whatever the responsibility that you have taken up, do that. Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He was an warrior. So obviously, the God is asking him to go and fight. So that is the teaching of God. Today we learn that God can be realized. God can be realized in this very life itself. Only thing that we have to understand and accept 100% with realization that He is the doer and I am only just like a machine. And how that can be developed? By going to the holy people, listening to the holy discourses, praying to God, practicing these, all that Sri Ramakrishna told us today. So next again we will meet in the next Tuesday. Thank you for coming. Let us offer our pranam to Thakur and then we will stop. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa Dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Dear devotees, friends, you will be happy to know that we will be launching. Then launching means again we are going to upload our e-magazine Chicago Calling today night. From tomorrow you can read that. And this time the beautiful article is by Sarvadevananda ji and that Russian Swami who spoke, and all other features are there. So please visit that our website and there you will find the e-zine. Just click over that and you can read that. And many people they really read that, they liked it. That is very good. And then some of the devotees, they were asking me again and again, phone calls are coming, when we are going to observe the Durga Puja. The Durga Puja we will perform on the Ashtami day. On that particular Ashtami day, that is 2nd October, as because it is a working day, we will do it in the evening. So I will send you all this notice I have already sent to you, and I will send you the flyer from 6 to 7 there will be that special puja, Durga Ashtami puja, and 7 to 7:30 usual prayer. 7:30 to 8 we will have the special performance in our auditorium, new auditorium, and that way we will inaugurate our auditorium that day, the Ashtami, and there will be the Chandi, chanting of Chandi in Hindi. One person, he will be able to do that, and then Mahishasura Mardini, the songs and all, the Bengali association, that groups will come. It will be very interesting. After that, the prasad distribution. Thank you very much.